The worst mistake you can make as an agent is to join a brokerage simply because of the name brand. My name's Isaiah. I'm the company manager at Addison Real Estate, responsible for training all of our top agents that help contribute to our $100 million brokerage here in North Jersey. Today, I kind of want to touch on the subject of brand versus value. It is a topic I do like to talk about because so many agents are misguided on this. It gets really confusing, and we are slowly moving out of, or maybe even quickly moving out of, the older model of real estate to where we are now. A little bit of context so everything else makes sense. Back in the day, if you want to see 123 Main Street and it was listed by big brokerage, ex-broker we'll call it, you would have to go to ex-broker's office, talk to an ex-broker agent, and if you wanted access to any homes listed by that brokerage, you would have to only go to that office, those agents, so on and so forth. If 124 Main Street was for sale by Y Brokerage, you'd have to go to Y Brokerage and Y Brokerage's agents and all that stuff. Real estate is so much different. Back then, it mattered what brand you worked with because certain brands had different accesses to different properties. Now, with freaking Zillow and Realtor.com and Homes.com and all the MLSs and cooperating and co-broking, it does not matter. And if you have a brokerage or an agent or somebody tell you where your brand matters, or we've been in business for X amount of years, everyone trusts our company's brand, that is borderline a cop-out. And let me explain why. When we talk about brand, it has now transitioned to a single agent brand. Yes, there are exceptions where sellers or buyers might be jaded by a negative experience they had with another brokerage. Oh, I'll never work with that brokerage again. They suck. Their agents were horrible, blah, blah, blah. That does happen. And that has to do with local reputation more than the company as a whole. But brand is how you as an agent represent yourself to sellers, buyers, renters, on social media, so on and so forth. Brand is, I'm the agent who drives the yellow Lamborghini. I'm the agent who wears funny hats. I'm the agent who is an expert in HopeHatCon. I'm the agent who is super active on social media with my little poodle. That is brand. What people recognize you for doing, who you are, how you speak, how you present yourself, and your business model overall. That is brand. Working at a real estate office, you have to have your license hung with a brokerage, blah, blah, blah. That's the rules in New Jersey. So that's how everyone gets caught up in this kind of nonsense of, oh, my company's brand matters because the consumer matters. So let me explain to you how ridiculous an in-house study we did back in 2024. So pay attention. I had an open house in Belleville, New Jersey, and it was when the market was still absolutely insane. We had 80 people come to the open house. And with our CRM that we have, you can log people in on a virtual app, check them in, goes into your database flawlessly, and it's so easy. Oh my gosh, please, you should really consider working here because we have the best tech. Anyway, over 80 people that signed into the open house, only seven people knew the brokerage that their agent worked for. That is absolutely ridiculous. And might I add, some people didn't even know their agent's name, which is maybe their fault, but that is just absolutely ridiculous. Your company name doesn't matter. Local reputation, yes, totally understandable. That matters because no one wants to work with a company that's hated by the locals, which that's very rare. But that is what matters the most. Your personal brand, how you present yourself, what you bring to the table. Value, you can get good value at a brand, but not every brand gives good value. That's super important to understand. Different brokerages offer different things. It's a huge, wild landscape from big brokerages to independent to cloud to 100% brokerages. There's just so many models. And we do have a YouTube video. I'll attach it in the card up top where you can see the differences there. Every brokerage is different. As an agent, you need to understand that you matter. And you being trained, having a proper CRM, e-signing docs, trained properly by a manager or a broker, hands-on, mentorship, and that's a whole other thing. Hopefully we'll make a video on that one. Your network of agents in your office, there is so much that goes into value at a brand or at a brokerage that will help you succeed in real estate so much more than the stupid company name or the stupid colors or whatever it might be. Don't get drawn into that trap. It's complete nonsense. If anyone ever tells you our brand has been around for X amount of years, our brand has blah, 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 maybe you want to start considering something else because it doesn't matter to the consumer. Value is How often can I get in touch with my broker? How often do they help me and train me and guide me what I have to do? How often does the manager answer my questions, guide me through training, help me onboard easily? Value is, does the admin help me out? Value is, can I text in the company's group chat and say, hey, I need someone to do a radon inspection for me. I need someone to go sit a home inspection for me, pick up this, help me there. Is value helping grow your business? That is the biggest question you need to ask yourself as an agent. It also doesn't necessarily matter the size of the brokerage you work at. You can work at the biggest company in the freaking world. But if you're not getting the resources and the mentorship and the guidance to sell real estate, then it doesn't matter. You can work at the smallest brokerage in your area. It can have -2 agents. Doesn't matter. If you're trained properly, have the resources, and allows you to get at least one deal under contract in 90 days, you're probably in a good spot, right? That's what we shoot for, and that's what we hit very often. Good value at a brokerage is when they help you succeed and grow your business. It doesn't matter if you're at the biggest brokerage in the world, but you can't sell a deal. What the hell was the point for you getting into real estate anyway? So you want to make sure that you're not getting sucked into the whole brand trap, and the value aspect is there no matter where you go. The last thing I'll touch on is splits and caps. I define these terms, if you're a brand new agent, in a how to choose the right brokerage video. You can click on that right above. If you're an established agent or you're just getting into real estate, please, please, please assess the actual value trade-off. You might be someplace where the split is, I don't know, 95-5, 90-10, 85-15, whatever. And like, my split's great. My cap is low. But are they actually helping you close more deals? Are you stuck at that 10-15, 15-20, 5-10 deal per year? Well, duh, kind of makes sense, because you're not getting the value or the resources to help push you to the next level. You need systems and structure. And most brokers, maybe all, are not going to provide that much value if they are not making that much money. On the flip side, if you're thinking about brokerages who have a higher cap, maybe the split's more of like an 80-20, 70-30, whatever it may be. But when you do the math, like, wow, this company's going to help me sell more and make more money long term. They have more resources. That is almost a no-brainer. And you also have to consider the cost of all these resources you'd have to pay out of pocket, that a brokerage with a higher cap might be able to get a cheaper rate because they have multiple agents underneath them. You have to consider paying for inbound leads, CRM. You also want to consider the costs of each of these resources that you need to be successful. Your broker or team lead, or wherever it might be, could be getting a group rate or a discount because multiple agents are underneath them. But if you're a solo agent at, oh, my cap is super low and my split is super good, but you have to pay for everything out of pocket, it might come out to just the same as joining another brokerage and have to deal with all the nonsense associated with all those platforms. I'm talking DocuSign for electronic documents, or a dot loop. Then you're talking CRM. If your brokerage is getting enough leads like we are, we have to semi-call center to filter these calls and direct them to the right agents. I mean, there's just so much involved that, one, that headache can be removed from you, and two, you need to assess the value of maybe paying a higher split or a higher cap or whatever it may be. That's all I have for you for today. If you have any questions, use the link down below to sign up for a one-on-one call. We'll go through what you're struggling with, where you might be a good fit, or potentially we'll spread some Addison Real Estate propaganda to see if you'd come this way or it'd be a right fit for us. And that's all we got. Have a good one.